Today on Geek Devotions, elements of a really good story, and a special request from us. Hello, devoted geeks. Welcome to Geek Devotions, a show from a couple of devoted geeks who are devoted, letting you know that you're loved. I'm Dallas Moore, and this is
Celeste.
My wife. I love her a lot.
Hello. So we are super excited, and we have a really big request for you guys, all you special devoted geeks out there. So we are 14 subscribers away from hitting 100. Dallas, why is 100 such a big deal other than it's 100?
The reason why it's a big deal is because when we hit 100 subscribers, we can actually claim the URL, youtube.com/Geek Devotions.
We are here. We are here.
If you're on the website right now on your computer, you'll see at the top says youtube.com/ and a whole bunch of random things when you're on our homepage. We want to say Geek Devotions because it's easier to tell people, hey, just look for Geek Devotions on YouTube. Really simple. So help us out, guys. Share the videos. If you're watching this right now and you like what we're doing, do us a favor and hit the subscribe button. And if you like what's going on, hit the like button also if you like this video. And then hit the little bell sign next to the subscribe button so you'll be notified every time we put out a video. That said, we are super excited about today because we have a very special guest. And his name is
Pastor Scott.
Boom. Celeste, who is Pastor Scott?
Pastor Scott is our pastor. We go to church, and he is the pastor at our church. And he is a pretty cool person.
He is. He's the pastor of the Healing Place here in Shreveport, Louisiana. And he also, cool thing, is the host of a show called The Weekly, which is a weekly devotional show that he does on his YouTube channel. Search for THP Media Productions, and you'll see it right there. And they're like 3 to 5 minute episodes. They come out every Monday right about 3 p.m. If you want to see it, we're going to have links at the end of this episode and also right here. So check them out. We're really excited to have him on our show. Pastor Scott, take it away, sir.
Thanks, guys. Hey, welcome to The Weekly. My name is Scott Ethridge. I'm the pastor of the Healing Place. And you are tuning in this week to Geek Devotions, but this is The Weekly. Every single week, we send out a devotion to our THP Media Productions subscribers on our YouTube channel. And so you can do that as well, and you'll get instructions on how to do that. But I want to thank you for tuning in to The Weekly. I want to thank Dallas and Celeste for giving this opportunity. So today, you may be wondering, what is this guy going to talk about as it has to do with Geek Devotions? Well, let me just give you full disclosure. I don't know very much about the cultural phenomenon that most of you guys watch and that you read and that you're so creative with, but I'm going to give it my best shot today. So, what I want to talk to you today about is the elements in every single storyline. Every single storyline, whether it's a comic, whether it's a film, whether it's a book, whatever it is that you're involved in, a game, whatever it is, there are elements that are a part of every single one of those things. And actually, these elements are a part of every single one of our lives. Now, there's 4 things. Number 1, crisis. To have a good story, you got to have a good crisis. And in that crisis, there has to be, part 2, an escalation of that crisis. There has to be not just a crisis, but there has to be an escalation of that crisis to bring you to a place that's almost completely hopeless. It brings the tension, it brings the drama, it brings you to a place of wondering what's about to happen and is anything good going to come out of this? Which leads us to the 3rd part, and that is discovery. In every single story, good story, there is a part of discovery. There is a place for discovery. It's a moment out of crisis where there's this tense moment of where are we going next and will this turn out? And that is the place of discovery. And then the last part of every one of these stories is change. There's always some type of change. It's not always good, but there's always change. Which brings me to my devotion today. In Mark chapter 5 in the Word of God, we see this story of a woman. And this woman is not even given a name. She's simply known as the woman with the issue of blood. Now the Word of God says that for 12 years she had a flow of blood from her body. It was a condition that in her culture, no one was able to touch her. She could not be around people, which means that she was a very lonely woman, that she was an outsider, that she was an outcast, that nobody thought about her, nobody gave a thought to her. And if she was to come in proximity, here is what would happen to her. Death. by stoning. There was a price to pay for her to come out from the shadows. And so in this story, we see a crisis. It says for 12 years, and it says that she gave everything that she had to doctors. And the Word of God is clear. It says she grew worse and worse. An escalation of the crisis. Like, what is going to happen with this woman? And all of a sudden we see that she steps out into the street. And the street is filled with people because they hear this man, Jesus, is walking down the street. Here comes the tension. This woman is supposed to be in the shadows. She's not supposed to touch anybody. She's not supposed to be in public. She's supposed to be the outcast, not thought of. We don't have to deal with her, but now everyone has to deal with her. She says to herself, if I can only get to the man and touch his garment, then I can be made whole, completely whole, well. And now I can live a normal life. So she presses through the crowd, and the crisis is escalating and escalating and escalating. And all of a sudden, the moment of discovery, she touches his garment. And what does Jesus say, surrounded by all of these people? Who touched me? Really? The disciples are going, look, there are people all around, Jesus. What do you mean who touched? Everybody's touching you. And he says, no, you don't understand. Power left my body. Somebody has latched on to what I have, and they're taking it for themselves. They're getting something for themselves. And he turns around, and here's the moment of discovery for the woman. She has to come to grips with the fact, I'm in crisis, but now I've been discovered. And he says, who touched me? And she said, it was me. Boom, your moment of discovery. I mean, the tension's at an all-time high. What's going to happen with this woman? Because actually, if Jesus were to go with the law, at that very moment, he picks up a stone and kills her. But Jesus doesn't do that, which leads us to the fourth part of our story. Change. Change. What does he say to this woman? When he's supposed to kill her, what does he say to her in front of all these people? He says, daughter, wow, wait a second. She's the woman with the issue of blood. She has no identity. What is he speaking to first? Her identity. Daughter, there's the change. Your faith has made you whole. Your faith has made you healed. So not only is there a change in her name and her identity and who she is, and she's been given value for who she is, but now he says that condition that you've had has wrecked your life. It's over. You're healed. And then he says these words, go and live in peace. So it's not just a change in the moment, but it's a change that she can walk in for a lifetime. Now, let's be honest. We don't hear the rest of the story. We don't know how she dies. We don't know the rest of her life. It could have been bad. There could have been bad things that happened to her life. But just like every good comic, just like every good anime, just like every good movie, just like every good book or game, it brings you to this place, and it doesn't necessarily tell you how it's all going to play out. It simply says there was a moment, and in that moment, there was change. You see, just because change comes to your life doesn't mean that the rest of your life is going to be easy. Doesn't mean that this woman's life was easy the rest of her life. But there is one lesson. She had a moment of transformation in her life. One moment of transformation. And I can promise you from that moment, no matter if it was bad or good that came against her, she always came back to that moment and those words, daughter, your faith has made you whole. Go live in peace. Now again, I don't know what happened to the woman, but I can tell you in my life and in your life, we have those moments, we have those crises, and then it seems like when we have a crisis, everything else goes wrong. It's like this escalation of the crisis. But then we have a moment of discovery, a moment where everything is stripped away, stripped bare, and we're just left with just us. And then we have an opportunity for change. So I'm here today to tell you, hey, Superman, Batman, whoever it may be, you know, Celeste, she says something to me all the time that I don't really understand, but she says, I'm a brown coat. So there you go. There's my cultural awareness. I'm a brown coat. But in our lives, we come to this moment, and there may not be a Superman or a Batman or whoever it may be, but I can promise you there is one person for everybody, and his name is Jesus. And he will show up in that moment, and he will bring change. So thank you guys for tuning in to the weekly. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And if you have enjoyed it, man, just let us know. Dallas is going to give you some information on that, and he'll let you know how you can get a hold of us. But again, thank you for tuning into the weekly, and thank you for letting me be a part of your world in Geek Devotions. God bless you guys.
Excuse me, sir. You are a brown coat, and you know what that means. I know you know what that means.
Guys, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Geek Devotions. Do us a favor, subscribe to Pastor Scott's YouTube channel, the weekly. Just type in THP Media Productions, and it'll pop up real easily in your search bar. Or just wait till the end of this video, and there will be links for you to check out his videos and his channel, and a couple of really cool things. Guys, we're super excited about all the things happening here at Geek Devotions. It's important for you to subscribe and be part of our wonderful Devoted Geek Club that's going on here. Family. We're family, guys. We have so many cool things happening. Last week, I was on Takun's website and our YouTube channel, and it was awesome, and we really appreciate the opportunity. And also, a really cool thing, this Monday, that's right, this Monday, I'm going to be on Excalibur Comics CCG TV. So make sure you look it up. Again, links will be at the end of this video, and also in the show notes down below, because we're super excited about it.
This is my brain about this subject.
And now it is time for the question of the week.
The question of the week.
Celeste, what is the question of the week?
The question of the week is, considering the things that Pastor Scott has told us is a element of a story, what is your favorite storyline?
This is a hard question. Celeste, what's your answer? What's your favorite story or storyline that kind of carries all of these elements of the Pastor Scott just brought up to us?
That's like trying to tell me to pick my favorite friend.
I know. This is really hard. So here's what's going to happen, guys, for just the one time, because this is a really big question, and it'd be really long for us to explain. Today, for this week's episode, in the first comment down below this video, we're going to actually write out our responses. So you guys can comment and let us know what your thoughts are. And let us know. Leave your comments down below. Also, do us a favor, while you're in the comment section, let us know how we can pray for you.
Yes, please.
Remember, we're not just here to make videos and let you guys look at us and go, oh, they're weird. But we're here to love you guys and to pray for you. And to let you know that you're loved by someone more important than us.
Yes.
By God, the Father in heaven.
Who are we?
Indeed. So, don't forget to check out all of our social media stuff. Again, links down below. And also don't forget to check out Pastor Scott, Takun, and Excalibur CCG TV, because they're all amazing.
So many channels.
So from us here at Geek Devotions, we love you guys. Have a great day. Peace and love.